USA number 2. In lane 2, US number 1, Javian Oliver, who failed to reach the final in Tokyo. Shericka Jackson, who left Tokyo with a bronze medal in the individual event and gold in the 4x100 meters relay. She goes in 3. In 4, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, silver in Tokyo to go with the 2 gold medals from Beijing and London. 34 years old, 10:63 she ran earlier this year. Sha'Carri Richardson, 21 years old, the new kid on the block, all hair and flair. Wasn't in Tokyo. A 1-month suspension for a recreational drug keeping her out of the games, but she's been very active both on the track and on social media. She has a point to prove here in 5. Next to her, the double Olympic champion, Elaine Thompson-Herah, retained her 100 and 200 meter titles, 10:61, the second fastest in history. Marie-Josée Tarlou, yet again 4th, the dreaded 4th place in Tokyo, where she finished in Rio in both the 100 and 200. She goes in lane 7. Mujinga Kambunji had a fine Olympics in Tokyo, made the final in both the 1 and the 200. Ran 10:95 in the heats. And in lane 9, the youngster from Jamaica, 19 years old, Brianna Williams, double world junior champion at just 16 years old, the future, you feel, of Jamaican sprinting. So Daniels in 1, Oliver 2, Jackson, the bronze medalist from Tokyo, from Jamaica, in 3, Fraser-Pryce, Jamaica, in 4, Richardson, USA, goes in 5, the blonde hair, Thompson-Herah in 6, Jamaica, the defending champion from Tokyo, Tarlou 7, Kambunji 8, Williams in lane 9, left of picture. Women's 100 meters. Starter is not ready. And Tim, just a thought, the quality that has been put together just 2 weeks after the Olympic Games is real. It's the Olympic final, perhaps, that we could have had, with all due respect to Dina Asher-Smith, who's not here in the 100, but with the inclusion of Richardson, this is perhaps Olympic final quality.
Well, exactly right, and there is real significance too, of course, with Sha'Carri Richardson having been denied that opportunity to compete on the Olympic stage. All the more determined here. She was the sensation of the first half of the summer in the sprints, Chris, and I think a lot of people were a little disappointed when she travelled across the UK early summer and in the cold and wind and rain of Gateshead in the northeast of England was well beaten by Dina Asher-Smith. But this is more like home turf for Richardson in lane 5.
So a reminder, Fraser-Pryce in 4, Richardson in 5, Thompson-Herah, the double Olympic champion, in lane 6. Women's 100 meters. Away first time, this time, and Thompson-Herah into her running, 4th from left. Thompson-Herah also going very well. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Richardson's nowhere. What a performance there. It's the fastest in the world this year. 10:54, the winning time. Thompson-Herah continues her form from Tokyo. What a statement. Understated celebration. Goodness me. It's the second fastest time in history. Only Flojo has gone quicker, and she's beaten her own time from Tokyo, 10:61, and now she's just seeing it. A scarcely believable 10:54, and I'm afraid Sha'Carri Richardson left in the blocks. Fraser-Pryce 10:73 in second, Jackson 10:76. It's the podium from Tokyo once again, and once again it's Thompson-Herah who is quite simply a class apart.
And a Jamaican 1-2-3, Chris, and the challenge of Sha'Carri Richardson evaporated well before halfway in this one. But look at Thompson-Herah responding to that fast start from Fraser-Pryce, who probably gave her the impetus to push through that second half and win by 2 meters and going away. And for many people, Chris, that will be considered the unofficial world record. The whole industry, the whole sport knows there are huge question marks around that world record of Flojo from the 1988 trials, or was it 84 trials, 10.49. Everybody knows that that is a time that is squinted at by the statisticians of the sport, but Thompson-Herah is the real deal. Boy, how fast was she going through that second half to pull away from an athlete of the caliber of Fraser-Pryce, who, let's not forget, ran 10.63 back in early June.
10.54, just to underline, the second fastest in history, only behind Flojo with a big...
Well, Ashanti Moore has not yet.
Champs winner in the 100, converted from multi-events, high speed.
Sha'Carri Wallace represents MVP in lane 2.
One of 3 ladies from MVP in this final. She ran in lane 8 in the heats, lane 8 in the semis, and is now in lane 2 in the finals. 11:39 to get here.
Elaine Thompson-Herah in 3.
Double Olympic champion, double Commonwealth champion, 10.54 in 2001. A fabulous sprinter. Is she in top shape? Warm welcome for her. Fitting.
Natasha Morrison in 4.
Has a spectacular personal best of 10.87 set in 2021. Ran 11 seconds flat in her heats. Ran 11.14 to win her semis over Elaine Thompson-Herah, Natasha Morrison.
The second MVP athlete. Here's the third one in lane 5, Shericka Jackson.
World champion at 200 meters. Bronze in the 100 in 2021. Silver last year in Eugene. Shericka Jackson at 10.
Sasha Lee Forbes now has a nice, pretty sub-11 time. She ran 10.98 on the 21st of May this year. She represents Sprint Tech. She's the 3rd fastest Jamaican this year.
And representing Nike, Alana Reid in lane 7.
New pro, champs record holder, now at 10.92. Ran 11.17 in Japan last week. Alana Reid, formerly of Heidel, now professional.
Representing Titans Track Club. This is Brianna Williams. She runs on the outside in lane 8.
Brianna Williams used to train with Atta Bolan. She's now come home to Jamaica, trains with Michael Freighter and Greg Little. 10.94 her PB. She has run 11.04 twice this year, close to her best again. Viewers, you need to know this time. 10.71 is the fastest time run in the world so far this year.
Ashanti Moore, Adidas lane 1. Sha'Carri Wallace, MVP lane 2. Elaine Thompson-Herah, New Era lane 3. Natasha Morrison, MVP lane 4. Shericka Jackson, MVP lane 5. Sasha Lee Forbes, Sprint Tech Track Club lane 6. Alana Reid, Nike lane 7. And Brianna Williams, Titans Track Club in lane 8. That is Mrs. Thompson-Herah on your screen.
The entire National Stadium is standing.
Tension has gripped the National Stadium. Women's 100-meter final. What are we about to see? We'll know in a matter of just over 10 seconds after the race gets underway. Sterling lineup. And the slide push in the set position. Off they go. Very, very good start by Shericka Jackson. Natasha Morrison is on the premises. Thompson-Herah is knocking on the door as well. Step forward, Shericka Jackson imperiously. And she steps away in great national champion. Big performance on the big occasion. We wait for the official time.
10.65!
10.65! Wow, what a performance! New world leading, new personal best. A stunning, superlative, and scorching display of sprinting. That was magical. Goodness gracious me. Sha'Carri Forbes, second in 10.96. New personal best. Natasha Morrison finishes 3rd. What a race. What a moment.
It's wind legal, viewers. You want to know. Positive 1.0 seconds. Shericka Jackson skyrockets up in the world all-time list. Has now gone into the 10.6 region. Amazing as she hugs her mother there after the race. Shericka Jackson. Plenty drama behind that, Hubert Lawrence. Sasha Lee Forbes says, I'm going to run the 100 meters at the World Championships.
That time, by the way, is also a world lead.
That is before we started, Spencer, the last word to the viewers. Remember, 10.71. That was the fastest time in the world. Natasha Morrison off well, but Shericka Jackson already leading as she comes out of her drive phase, stepping, pulling away every single step of the way she goes, and she wins it. We see Natasha Morrison in the pink shoes. She also gets up there to get on the team. At this stage, we're now watching the clock. Shericka Jackson, she knew she was going to deliver something special, running through the line, trying to lean, trying to maintain her momentum.
The modern era of women's sprinting has been defined by extraordinary performances, but few races capture its intensity and evolution better than the iconic 10.54 by Elaine Thompson-Herah and the explosive 10.65 by Shericka Jackson. These two performances, delivered in different contexts, showcase not only individual brilliance, but also the shifting dynamics within Jamaican sprinting dominance. Elaine Thompson-Herah's run in Eugene came just weeks after her historic double Olympic triumph in Tokyo, where she defended both her 100m and 200-meter titles. Facing an Olympic-level field that included Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Shericka Jackson, and Sha'Carri Richardson, Thompson-Herah delivered one of the greatest sprint performances in history. Her 10.54 seconds was not just a victory, it was a statement. With near-perfect mechanics, a powerful transition phase, and unmatched top-end speed, she pulled away from Fraser-Pryce in the final meters, creating clear separation against one of the greatest sprinters of all time. The time placed her as the second fastest woman ever, only behind Florence Griffith-Joyner's controversial 10.49. What made this performance even more remarkable was its context. The race was widely considered an unofficial Olympic final, enhanced by Richardson's presence after missing Tokyo. Yet while others carried narrative pressure, Thompson-Herah executed with calm precision. Her dominance wasn't emotional, it was clinical. She didn't just win, she controlled the race from acceleration to finish, reinforcing her status as the undisputed queen of sprinting at that moment. In contrast, Shericka Jackson's 10.65 performance at the Jamaican National Championships represented a different kind of dominance, one rooted in progression, adaptation, and timing. Unlike Thompson-Herah's immediate post-Olympic peak, Jackson's run came as part of her continued evolution from a 200m specialist into a complete sprint force. Entering the race as the fastest Jamaican of the season, she faced a strong domestic field, including Natasha Morrison and Elaine Thompson-Herah herself. From a gun, Jackson was flawless. Her start, often considered a relative weakness earlier in her career, was sharp and decisive. But it was her drive, phase, and transition that defined the race. By 30 meters, she had already established control, and unlike many sprinters who tighten under pressure, Jackson maintained relaxation and efficiency through the final strides. The result was a stunning 10.65, a personal best, world-leading time, and a clear demonstration that she had reached a new level in the 100 meters. While Thompson-Herah's race was about reaffirming legacy, Jackson's was about redefining identity. One performance solidified greatness, the other signaled transformation. Thompson-Herah relied on experience, consistency, and refined execution under global pressure. Jackson, on the other hand, showcased momentum, hunger, and technical growth, proving she could dominate not just internationally, but also within the most competitive sprinting nation in the world. Another key difference lies in race dynamics. Thompson-Herah had to chase and then overcome Fraser-Pryce, responding to early pressure before asserting her superiority in the latter half. Jackson, however, controlled her race almost from start to finish, eliminating uncertainty early and extending her lead with each stride. This contrast highlights two distinct sprinting styles, reactive dominance versus proactive control. Ultimately, these performances are not rivals, but complementary chapters in the same story, the golden era of Jamaican women's sprinting. Thompson-Herah's 10.54 represents the peak of execution and legacy, while Jackson's 10.65 marks the rise of a new phase, where versatility and progression redefine what is possible. Together, they illustrate a powerful truth. Greatness in sprinting is not static. It evolves, shifts, and renews itself, often within the same team, the same country, and even the same generation.